We give our shoutouts to Nikki Bros for this outstanding Minotaur gameplay. As usual, we will analyze, review, and provide some tips relevant to this game that are all guaranteed to help you win more stars. One of the enemies decided to pick Franco, who is a bit of a headache because of his hook shots. Luckily for Nikki's team, the enemy Franco was not very aggressive. While it's true that pulling a jungle creep in order to delay the enemy jungler is not as effective as before, it can still significantly reduce their clearing efficiency, which can open up opportunities for the other jungler. This is why if you are up against heroes like Franco or Tigreal, as a roamer, it can be ideal to explore the surrounding bushes to check if the enemy roamer is lurking nearby. Excellent field analysis by Nikki. He noticed that Zast was overcommitting and pushing the mid lane, so he took advantage of that. Because of what he did, they forced Zast to retreat, which prevented him from helping his teammates.
Oi, Seven! Help me! Help me! Fight!
Instead of recalling, we think it would have been better if he went to the bottom lane to help Tammuz in pressuring Bane more. Minotaur has the ability to heal himself anyway. Also, the turtle will spawn closer to the XP lane, which makes it a good idea to put more pressure on the opposing XP laner. That way, it'll be harder for him to help in taking the turtle. As you saw, Tammuz almost defeated Bane. If Minotaur was there, they probably would have taken him down completely. Since Bane retreated, it was definitely a good idea for Nikki to head to the gold lane. As a roamer, it's not just the jungler that you need to help, but also your other teammates, especially your gold laner. After all, the gold laner is another role capable of carrying the game, so it's important to make sure they are not falling behind. Since the turtle was about to appear, heading towards it is a good idea. This was a risky move though, since Karina was alive when they started taking the turtle. The good news is Nikki patrolled the bushes around the turtle, which expanded their team's vision, alerting them ahead of time in case Karina decides to attempt a turtle steal. Since they just took the turtle down and there was still roughly 2 minutes before it respawns, they can go ahead and try orchestrating some ganks around the gold lane.
Do not try my patience or rage.
Stop! Hammer time!
Bada bop boom pow.
That was an excellent sequence. Remember, when you are a roamer, always have a mentality that you need to protect your teammates as much as possible. This is an unselfish role, and sometimes, dying for the greater good is the way. This is why it's not ideal for the roamer to show up frequently on the map. As much as possible, keep yourself hidden from the enemies unless absolutely necessary. Since Nikki saw where Franco was, he knew that there would be minimal control threat on the middle lane and XP lane. With that in mind, he knew that they can take a kill or two from either lanes. Remember, map awareness is extremely important since it helps you make better decisions. Since Nikki and his teammates knew that Karina fell back, transitioning to the gold lane was the right play. They knew it was a guaranteed kill because both enemy heroes on the gold lane were gapped in both gold and experience.
Kincana, Kincana, ding, 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 ding. Ku menahan rasa sakit, angin tuh.
There was, however, no point in extending their stay on the gold lane, especially since the turtle already respawned. Because of their overcommitment to the top lane, Bane was able to steal the turtle. Before we forget, this was the emblem configuration Nikki had for Minotaur in that game. He used the support emblem mainly for its bonus healing effect and cooldown reduction. It's a viable emblem for Minotaur not just because it improves the healing effect of his second skill on himself and his allies, but also because of the bonus cooldown reduction. After all, Minotaur's ultimate has a very long downtime, so reducing his skill cooldown as much as possible is always a good thing. The only problem with this emblem is its lack of defensive stat. Minotaur is one of the tanks with the lowest physical defense at level 1, so if you are up against heroes with physical attack penetration, it might be a better idea to go with the tank emblem instead. He chose firmness and tenacity for his basic talents for obvious reasons, and concussive blast for bonus damage. Depending on your playstyle, Brave Smite or Focusing Mark are also excellent choices. As for the items, he chose Tough Boots blessed with favor to minimize control effects inflicted against him and also give Minotaur the ability to restore extra HP to a nearby ally with the lowest HP whenever he casts his second skill. Oracle was equipped to further improve Minotaur's self-healing ability. And again, for those who are still confused how Oracle works, it does not improve the healing you provide to your allies, only self-heal is affected by this item. And then he got Dominance Ice to reduce Wanwan's basic attack speed and reduce the healing abilities of nearby enemies, and finally Radiant Armor to reduce magic damage received from the enemies. In that game, Nikki got that item specially for Zask. As for his final items, he was supposed to get Bladed Armor and Immortality, but the game ended before he got the chance to get them. Overall, that was a great well-balanced build. Remember that the items you choose in the game depend on the lineup and situation. Even if this item set worked well for Nikki in that game, doesn't mean it will work well in your game. Not sure why Moskov teleported there. Their allies were too far. If I were in Nikki's position, I would have let Moskov die alone. But hey, we can't really blame Nikki for that. His inner roamer just kicked in. As you can see, thanks to Favor, Oracle, and the support emblem, Nikki's regeneration is through the roof. It's what makes Minotaur a well-rounded support. Not only is he tanky and capable of inflicting disruptive control effects, he is also able to provide sufficient healing not just for himself, but for his allies as well. Moskov redeemed himself with that savage streak. If they play their cards right, they can go ahead and end the game in a couple of minutes. While the pressure is high, it would be nice if Dirith or Moskov starts taking the Lord. Taking the Lord whenever you have a chance is always recommended. It helps any team secure a victory thanks to its heavy damage against structures. It seems Nikki is plotting something. Maybe a kamikaze attack. As you can see, he is provoking the enemies to come closer. That was an amazing end. Minotaur might have died, but it was for a greater cause. In our opinion, he was the real MVP in that match. Did we miss any other recommendations applicable in that game? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.